Welcome to the Winberg Foundation Digital Inclusion Program. Submitting a proposal is not the final step in the proposal writing process. Many successful proposals require thoughtful and professional follow-up to confirm receipt, answer questions, provide additional information, and maintain positive communication with the funding organization or client. A well-planned follow-up demonstrates professionalism, keeps your proposal top of mind, and helps build lasting relationships that can lead to future funding or partnership opportunities. In this course, Following Up on Proposals, you will learn the importance of following up on proposals, the best practices to use, and how to communicate effectively without appearing overly persistent. By the end of this course, you will be able to explain the importance of following up after submitting a proposal and how it can improve the chances of securing funding or winning a contract. Identify appropriate follow-up strategies, including the right timing, communication channels, and professional etiquette when engaging with funders or clients. Develop effective follow-up messages that build credibility, maintain positive relationships, and encourage constructive feedback for future proposal improvement. Module 1. The importance of following up after submitting a proposal and how it can improve the chances of securing funding or winning a contract. Many people believe that the proposal writing process ends once a proposal has been submitted. In reality, submission is only one stage of the process. What happens after submission can be just as important as the quality of the proposal itself. A professional follow-up helps demonstrate commitment, strengthens relationships with decision-makers, and creates opportunities to clarify information that may influence the final decision. Organizations and individuals who understand the value of timely and respectful follow-up often have a greater chance of securing grants, contracts, sponsorships, or business partnerships. Following up is a professional way of checking on the status of a proposal after it has been submitted. It does not mean repeatedly calling or emailing the client or funding organization. Instead, it involves maintaining polite communication, confirming that the proposal has been received, expressing appreciation for the opportunity, and offering to provide any additional information that may be required. A well-planned follow-up shows that the applicant is organized, proactive, and genuinely interested in the opportunity. One of the primary reasons for following up is to confirm that the proposal has been received successfully. Technical problems, email delivery issues, or administrative errors can sometimes prevent a proposal from reaching the appropriate reviewer. A brief follow-up message a few days after submission helps ensure that the proposal is safely in the hands of the decision-makers. This simple step can prevent unnecessary disappointment caused by avoidable mistakes. Following up also helps build trust and credibility. Funding organizations and clients often receive dozens or even hundreds of proposals for a single opportunity. While every proposal is evaluated based on its merits, applicants who communicate professionally throughout the process often leave a positive impression. Respectful follow-up demonstrates reliability, attention to detail, and strong communication skills, qualities that many funders and clients value when selecting partners. Another important benefit of following up is the opportunity to answer questions or provide clarification. During the evaluation process, reviewers may have questions about the project budget, implementation timeline, technical details, or organizational capacity. An applicant who remains available and responsive can quickly provide the necessary information, preventing misunderstandings that might otherwise weaken the proposal. Prompt responses also show that the organization is prepared and capable of managing the proposed project. Following up provides an opportunity to strengthen professional relationships. Even if a proposal is unsuccessful, maintaining respectful communication with the funding organization or client can create future opportunities. Many organizations keep records of previous applicants and may invite strong candidates to apply for future funding rounds or negotiate on upcoming projects. Building long-term relationships often proves more valuable than focusing on a single proposal outcome. For example, imagine that a nonprofit organization submits a proposal requesting funding for a youth digital literacy program. 3 days after the submission deadline, the project manager sends a brief email thanking the funding organization for the opportunity and politely confirming receipt of the proposal. 2 weeks later, the funder requests additional information about the project's monitoring and evaluation plan. Because the organization responds promptly with clear documentation, the reviewers gain confidence in its ability to manage the project. the proposal is eventually approved, partly because the follow-up communication reinforced the organization's professionalism and preparedness. In another scenario, a small construction company submits a proposal to renovate a public facility. Instead of waiting silently for several months, the company's business development manager follows up according to the timeline provided in the request for proposals. During the conversation, the procurement officer informs the company that minor revisions to the project schedule are required. The company submits the revised schedule within 24 hours. This quick response demonstrates flexibility and commitment, helping the company secure the contract over competitors who were slower to respond. Effective follow-up also provides valuable learning opportunities. If a proposal is not selected, applicants should politely request feedback whenever possible. Constructive feedback can reveal weaknesses in project design, budgeting, needs assessment, or proposal presentation. Learning from reviewer comments allows organizations to improve future submissions and steadily increase their success rates over time. Every unsuccessful proposal can become a valuable lesson that strengthens future applications. However, follow-up must always be conducted professionally. Applicants should respect the communication guidelines provided in the funding announcement or request for proposals. If the organization specifies a review period, unnecessary messages before that period ends should be avoided. Likewise, repeated phone calls, daily emails, or attempts to pressure decision-makers can damage an organization's reputation. Professional persistence should never become harassment. Good follow-up communication is concise, polite, and purposeful. It should thank the recipient, reference the submitted proposal, inquire about its status only when appropriate, and offer to provide any additional information if needed. The tone should remain respectful regardless of whether the proposal is accepted or rejected. Professionalism during both success and disappointment reflects positively on the applicant and strengthens long-term credibility. In conclusion, following up after submitting a proposal is a strategic part of the proposal development process rather than an optional activity. It confirms receipt, builds trust, provides opportunities for clarification, strengthens relationships, and creates valuable learning experiences. Organizations that consistently practice professional follow-up increase their visibility, demonstrate reliability, and position themselves more favorably for future funding opportunities and business contracts. Success in proposal writing depends not only on writing an excellent proposal, but also on maintaining effective communication until the selection process is complete. Module 2. How to identify appropriate follow-up strategies, including the right timing, communication channels, and professional etiquette when engaging with funders or clients. Following up after submitting a proposal is an important part of the proposal process, but the effectiveness of a follow-up depends largely on how it is done. A well-written proposal can lose its impact if the applicant follows up too aggressively, too frequently, or through inappropriate channels. On the other hand, a thoughtful and professional follow-up strategy demonstrates respect, competence, and genuine interest in the opportunity. Learning when, how, and where to follow up enables proposal writers to maintain positive relationships with funders or clients while increasing the likelihood of receiving useful feedback or securing funding. The first step in developing an effective follow-up strategy is understanding the instructions provided in the request for proposal, RFP, grant guidelines, or funding announcement. Many organizations clearly state whether applicants may contact them after submission, the preferred communication method, and the expected timeline for announcing decisions. These instructions should always be followed carefully. Ignoring them can create a negative impression and may even disqualify an applicant in highly competitive funding processes. A professional proposal writer reads every guideline thoroughly before deciding whether or when to follow up. Timing is one of the most important aspects of successful follow-up. Contacting a funder immediately after submitting a proposal is rarely necessary unless confirmation of receipt has not been received. If an automatic confirmation email is provided, there is generally no need for another message. However, if there is no acknowledgement within a reasonable period, such as 2 or 3 business days, a polite inquiry confirming that the proposal was received is appropriate. This simple step ensures that technical issues or administrative errors have not prevented the proposal from reaching the review team. Applicants should also respect the review timeline provided by the funding organization. For example, if an organization states that decisions will be announced within 8 weeks, contacting them after only 1 week to request an update is generally inappropriate. Instead, applicants should wait until the stated review period has ended or is close to ending before requesting a status update. Respecting timelines demonstrates patience, professionalism, and confidence in the evaluation process. Choosing the appropriate communication channel is equally important. Email remains the preferred method for most proposal follow-up because it provides a written record, allows recipients to respond at their convenience, and maintains a professional tone. Emails should be brief, courteous, and focused on a specific purpose, such as confirming receipt or requesting a status update. Telephone calls may be appropriate when specifically invited by the organization or when urgent clarification is required. However, unexpected phone calls should be limited and made only during official business hours. Professional networking platforms, such as LinkedIn, should not generally be used for proposal follow-up unless the organization has explicitly encouraged communication through those platforms. Professional etiquette should guide every interaction with funders and clients. Every message should begin with a polite greeting, express appreciation for the opportunity, and maintain a respectful tone throughout. Applicants should avoid emotional language, demands for immediate responses, or repeated reminders. Even when waiting for an important funding decision, patience and courtesy demonstrate maturity and strengthen professional relationships. Every communication reflects the applicant's character as much as the proposal itself. It is also important to personalize follow-up messages whenever possible. Addressing the recipient by name, referencing the proposal title, and mentioning the submission date help the recipient quickly identify the application. Generic messages sent to multiple organizations may appear careless or insincere. Personalized communication shows attention to detail and respect for the recipient's time. Consider the example of a nonprofit organization that applies for a grant to establish a community health education program. The grant guidelines state that applications will be reviewed over 6 weeks, and applicants may contact the grants office after that period if they have not received an update. The project coordinator waits until the 6th week before sending a brief, respectful email asking whether any additional information is required. The grants officer appreciates the applicant's professionalism and responds with an update on the review process. By following the stated guidelines, the organization maintains a positive relationship with the funder. In another example, a technology consulting company submits a proposal to provide software solutions for a manufacturing firm. The procurement department confirms receipt immediately and indicates that shortlisted companies will be contacted within 1 month. Instead of making repeated phone calls, the company waits patiently until the review period has nearly ended before sending a courteous follow-up email. Shortly afterward, the company is invited to give a presentation because it demonstrated respect for the client's procurement process and communicated professionally throughout. Applicants should also prepare for different possible responses. A proposal may be accepted, rejected, placed on a waiting list, or delayed due to administrative reasons. Regardless of the outcome, every response should be acknowledged professionally. If successful, applicants should express gratitude and promptly complete any additional requirements. If unsuccessful, they should thank the organization for considering the proposal and politely request feedback if available. Maintaining professionalism after rejection often leaves the door open for future opportunities. Another valuable strategy is keeping records of every follow-up activity. Proposal writers should document submission dates, confirmation emails, follow-up messages, telephone conversations, and responses received. These records help applicants stay organized, prevent duplicate communications, and provide useful information when managing multiple proposals simultaneously. Good documentation also supports accountability within organizations where several team members are involved in proposal development. Ultimately, successful follow-up is based on respect, preparation, and effective communication. The goal is not to pressure funders or clients into making a decision, but to demonstrate professionalism while remaining available to provide any information needed. Organizations that consistently apply appropriate follow-up strategies build stronger reputations, foster lasting partnerships, and increase their chances of securing funding and contracts over time. Every interaction after proposal submission is an opportunity to reinforce the confidence that reviewers have in the applicant's ability to deliver the proposed project successfully. Module 3. Developing effective follow-up messages that build credibility, maintain positive relationships, and encourage constructive feedback for future proposal improvement. Following up after submitting a proposal is not simply about asking whether a decision has been made. It is an opportunity to demonstrate professionalism, reinforce credibility, and build long-term relationships with funders or clients. The quality of a follow-up message can significantly influence how an organization is perceived, even if the proposal itself is not successful. A respectful, well-structured, and purposeful follow-up message reflects excellent communication skills and leaves a positive impression that may benefit future funding or business opportunities. An effective follow-up message begins with a courteous greeting and a brief expression of appreciation. Thanking the recipient for the opportunity to submit a proposal shows respect for the time and effort invested in the evaluation process. Simple expressions of gratitude help establish a positive tone and demonstrate that the applicant values the relationship beyond the immediate outcome. Every message should be sincere rather than overly flattering, allowing professionalism to remain the central focus. The purpose of the message should be stated clearly and concisely. Decision-makers often receive hundreds of emails daily, making it important for follow-up messages to be brief and easy to understand. The sender should reference the proposal title, submission date, or project name to help the recipient quickly identify the application. A concise message respects the recipient's time while ensuring there is no confusion about which proposal is being discussed. Credibility is built through consistency and professionalism. Every follow-up message should reflect the same level of quality as the proposal itself. Correct grammar, proper spelling, professional formatting, and a respectful tone communicate attention to detail. Conversely, messages containing errors, emotional language, or demanding requests may create doubts about the applicant's professionalism. Proposal writers should therefore proofread every follow-up message carefully before sending it. Another important element of an effective follow-up message is offering assistance rather than making demands. Instead of asking, "Have you made your decision yet?" applicants may write, "Please let me know if any additional information or clarification would be helpful during your review process." This wording demonstrates cooperation and a willingness to support the evaluation process. It reassures reviewers that the applicant is available and responsive without placing unnecessary pressure on them. Maintaining positive relationships should always remain a primary objective. Whether a proposal is approved or rejected, every communication contributes to the organization's professional reputation. If the proposal is successful, applicants should express appreciation and respond promptly to requests for additional documentation or contract negotiations. If the proposal is unsuccessful, they should still thank the reviewers for considering the application. Professionalism during disappointment often leaves a stronger impression than professionalism during success. One of the greatest learning opportunities comes from requesting constructive feedback after an unsuccessful proposal. Rather than viewing rejection as failure, experienced proposal writers see it as an opportunity for growth. A polite request for feedback allows applicants to understand the strengths and weaknesses of their submission. Reviewers may provide valuable insights about project design, budget justification, objectives, evaluation methods, sustainability plans, or proposal presentation. Applying this feedback can significantly improve the quality of future proposals. For example, imagine that a community-based organization submits a proposal requesting funding for a vocational training program. Although the proposal is not selected, the project manager sends a gracious email thanking the funding organization for its consideration and respectfully asks whether any feedback could be shared to strengthen future applications. The funding officer explains that while the project idea was excellent, the monitoring and evaluation plan lacked measurable performance indicators. The organization revises its proposal template, strengthens its evaluation framework, and successfully secures funding during the next grant cycle. In this case, constructive feedback became a valuable learning tool. Consider another scenario involving a consulting company competing for a government contract. After the procurement process concludes, the company learns that another bidder was selected. Instead of expressing frustration, the company's director sends a professional message thanking the evaluation committee and requesting feedback on areas for improvement. The committee explains that while the technical proposal was strong, the implementation schedule required greater detail. Using this information, the company improves future proposals and eventually wins a similar government contract. The respectful follow-up helped preserve a positive relationship and contributed directly to future success. Proposal writers should also understand that not every organization is able to provide detailed feedback. Some grant-making institutions receive thousands of applications and simply lack the resources to offer individualized comments. In such cases, applicants should respond with understanding and appreciation rather than disappointment. Respecting organizational limitations demonstrates maturity and preserves goodwill for future opportunities. Timing remains important when requesting feedback. Applicants should wait until the selection process has officially concluded before making inquiries. Sending feedback requests too early may interrupt ongoing evaluations or create unnecessary pressure for reviewers. A well-timed message sent shortly after the official announcement is generally considered appropriate and professional. The tone of every follow-up message should remain positive and forward-looking. Even after rejection, applicants should communicate their continued interest in future opportunities and express appreciation for the organization's mission and work. Statements such as, "We appreciate the opportunity to apply and look forward to future funding opportunities," reinforce long-term partnership rather than focusing solely on immediate results. Organizations often remember applicants who consistently demonstrate professionalism and resilience. Finally, developing effective follow-up messages requires careful planning, emotional intelligence, and excellent communication skills. Successful proposal writers recognize that every interaction with a funder or client contributes to their professional reputation. Follow-up messages should strengthen trust, communicate respect, demonstrate reliability, and create opportunities for continuous improvement. While a single proposal may or may not receive funding, a professional approach to follow-up can open doors to future collaborations, repeat business, strategic partnerships, and lasting credibility. Proposal writing is therefore not only about producing persuasive documents, but also about building meaningful professional relationships through respectful communication before, during, and after the evaluation process. We have now come to the end of this course. Thank you.